Hi there, and welcome back to Hillbilly Storytime, Pentest Fails, with me, Adam Compton. Recently, I had the good fortune of running into an old friend of mine, and while we had the chance, I went ahead and asked him if he had any good stories that he'd like to share. He said he did, so to cut to the chase, let's go ahead and jump over to him. His name is Andrew Bindner, and let's listen to his little story here and see what he has to say.
Yep. So one time we were doing a social engineering physical on-site assessment. The client, even though he had worked for the company for multiple years, had never actually been down to the site. So he couldn't describe the layout of the land. I went down to the building and found out that it was a multi-tenanted building, very large building in fact, but is multi-tenanted, multiple floors. There's a mezzanine down below, but it was modern architecture, so stairs to nowhere. Would just kind of go up like 3 or 4 stairs, and then it would turn and then go down 3 or 4 stairs. Glass panels everywhere. It's just really awkward trying to get around. The elevators kind of went here and there. Some went to certain floors and then stopped. Others went to certain other higher floors and stopped, or only went to certain higher floors. But as we were trying to take a look at this client, we could see in through the window from across the hallway, or across the mezzanine rather, and we could see it was just the secretary behind the desk, or the receptionist behind the desk. And we could see a wall. Well, it didn't look that deep, but standing across from the mezzanine, or standing across the way, we could see everything underneath the mezzanine. We see people go in and out, and we could see people go to the right, which would have been against the side of the building. Well, enough people kept doing that. We're thinking, okay, the company must extend from where we see the front facade of the company back to the back side of the building. Looking down underneath, there was, because this was on the second floor, if we looked underneath the mezzanine, we could see an elevator. And as we saw through the elevator, people were getting on, and we're thinking, okay, the elevator must come up behind the secretary, or the receptionist. And so I followed someone onto the elevator and was able to ride it up on another floor, and I got off. It was a IT department for another company. I was in there, I walked around, I started noticing things on the wall that didn't make sense, and quickly turned around and left. If that wasn't bad enough, I went back to my original post, sat and pretended to be on the phone, started looking for other things. I kept walking back and forth in front of the company, and I could see that there was a break room that extended far to the left of the receptionist. Well, out in front of the door, the hallway actually did go down and turn left, so we could see that people going in and out that door. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe the office extends to the left. So I tailgated someone in through this open door after about an hour of watching people come in and out. As soon as I crossed the threshold, the company logo's on the floor for another company, and that was wrong. So I had to turn around and leave that one as well. At this point, we didn't have much to go on because we were very confused with the structure of the building. We had notified the client that there was a problem. What we didn't know was that this was actually just, the receptionist was just a facade where you would enter the building and it looked really nice, but behind the receptionist was actually a set of stairs that would go up one floor, and they owned the whole entire floor above the mezzanine area. So we went into the receptionist. I didn't tell her who I was or what I was there for. I simply said, I need to speak with one of your managers. And she asked who I was, and I said, I'm sorry, it's actually, I'm here for official bank business. If you could just go get one of your managers, please let them know I need to speak to them. Turns out it was the secretary of the CEO that came down, and we went into this conference room off to the left, and I spilled the beans, and I had to explain why I was there. But we were able to get a layout of the land. We were able to kind of just get our bearings, and then we proceeded to do a pen test. But at least there, someone had knowledge and was on site and knew we were supposed to be there. So we did learn a lot about what the things that we needed to know beforehand. If there is no one on site for a physical social engineering, you need to have a point of contact who's on site or has at least been on site and knows the layout of the land in case there are questions that come up. A lot of recon that went into it was things like Google Maps and driving by and walking out around the outside of the building, and then even walking through the inside of what we could publicly, and it wasn't enough because of this modern architecture in the building. We did end up having a successful run following other people on different elevators and in and out different doors on the other levels. But it was quite embarrassing to have to approach the client and tell them multiple times we broke into the wrong company. We didn't do anything in those companies, thank God, but just still embarrassing nonetheless. Yeah, that was an epic fail.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that story, Andrew. And hopefully everybody enjoyed that. I know I did. I actually can relate to that story. I've had similar incidents in the past myself. So, as always, hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you'd like to stay updated, please hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you and have a great day.